Okay, look how tender this looks. You can see the cornbread right there. All right, there's my bite. It's nice and moist. Welcome back. It's dinner time, and I've got everything right here to make a most delicious meatloaf, and we're going to make it moist and add a lot of flavor by using Jiffy corn muffin mix. It's going to add that cornbread flavor to it. Yeah, you're going to want this recipe. You ready? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we have the standard ingredients that you can pull out of your refrigerator or pantry. You're going to need ground beef, garlic, egg, Worcestershire milk, salt and pepper, evaporated milk, mustard, ketchup, onion, and then that is our ingredient of the day, Jiffy corn muffin mix. Yeah, it's going to give you what you want. It's going to take the place of your breadcrumbs and things like that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I've got 2 pounds of lean ground beef, and I'm just going to put it into a large bowl. Fluff it up a little bit, make it easier to get all the ingredients incorporated. All right, my husband wanted meatloaf. He loves meatloaf sandwiches, and that's the reason he wants meatloaf. So I've done a lot of meatloaves for you, and I was looking for a new recipe, and I came across this one, and I asked my husband, did he think he would like that? And he said, oh yeah. So we're definitely going to give it a try. Here we go. We're going to add 1 egg. I'm just going to put it in a small bowl. One that will help aid in making sure there's no shells in it. And 2, we're going to lightly beat it. That way it's all mixed together. Okay, we have 1 5-ounce can of evaporated milk. That's going to add a deliciousness to it. All right, we've got 1/2 cup of regular milk. We're going to add 1/2 cup of ketchup. We're going to add 1/4 cup of mustard. Now I'm using a Dijon stone ground mustard. Any mustard will do. We're going to get an onion. We're going to dice it up pretty small. Just taking off the ends and the outer layer. A good portion of that. I'll cut it in half. I'm going to cut through the onion 3/4 of the way through. Nice slices. I'm going to cut through the onion 3/4 of the way through. 1 and then 2. That way we can get really tiny dices. Then we're going to drag our knife through it. All right, we're going to add that to the ground beef. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Okay, the next ingredient that we're going to add is the Jiffy corn muffin mix. We're going to put 1 cup in. Go ahead and add that. All right, I'm going to put on some gloves, and then we're going to mix this all together. Now I think what I'm going to do is add the rest of the cornmeal. I feel like it's just a little wet, but you'll know if you feel it, if you want to add some more cornmeal to it. But whatever's left in that box, I'm going to add. There we go. And just keep mixing until everything is incorporated. Okay, now what we're going to do is form our meatloaf. Now you can put it into some meatloaf pans if you want to do that. This is a pretty big batch. I'm going to free-form it onto a sheet pan that has a lip around it. I'm going to line it with some foil. And then what I'm going to do is spray it with some nonstick cooking spray. Right. I'll put some gloves on. All right, I'm going to place this all into the center of the pan. There we go. And then start forming it. Make sure it's nice and even so that it cooks even. All right, there we go. I'm going to take my gloves off. My oven is preheated at 350 degrees. We're going to place the meatloaf in for 1 hour. It's going to be uncovered. We're going to come back. I'm going to show you how we're going to top it, and then I'm going to give it a try. All right, I've pulled the meatloaf out of the oven at the 1 hour mark. What we're going to do is create a glaze for the top of it. So I'm just using a measuring cup. We're going to measure out ½ a cup of ketchup. Now generally glazes have like brown sugar in them, but we got enough sweetness going on with the cornbread muffin mix in here, so we're not going to do that. But we are going to add about a couple of teaspoons of Dijon stone ground mustard. A little bit more, there we go. We're going to blend this together, and then we're going to slather it all over the meatloaf. I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Until the sauce starts caramelizing a little bit. It smells delicious. You can definitely smell a little sweetness from the cornbread. My husband is so ready to make his sandwich. All right, we let the meatloaf rest for just a few minutes while we prepared some green beans, and then we've got some macaroni and cheese going on right here. We've got a storm coming through, so we're kind of in a hurry. I'm going to kind of slice this. It smells delicious. All right, look at that right there. Delicious. All right, we're going to plate that up. Okay, look how tender this looks. You can see the cornbread right there. All right, there's my bite. It's nice and moist. That is delicious. There's a little sweetness inside that meatloaf, and it is so moist. A little bit of that glaze on there doesn't hurt. Those diced onions give it a little crunch inside of there. This is, oh wow, that's amazing. Comfort on a plate. I've got macaroni and cheese and green beans also. All right, y'all, give me a thumbs up on this one. Okay, comment down below if you're new to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. I will link other meatloaf recipes down below in the description box if you want to see other variations. All right, I'll see y'all on the next episode.